Welcome back to Bites by Boo. My name is Grayson Boo. Today I'm going to teach you how to make some chocolate muffins. It's a very simple and easy recipe, and you're going to get some bakery quality muffins out of it. Let's get to it. We're going to start with our dry ingredients. So first we're going to get our bowl and a scale. We're going to add 260 grams of all-purpose flour to the bowl. So now that we got that, we're going to add 210 grams of granulated sugar to the same bowl. After that, we're going to add 45 grams of cocoa powder. Doesn't matter what kind, you can get sweet, dark, you can get just the regular Toll House. It's just up to you based on how dark do you want your muffins to be. So once we got that done, we're gonna add our baking soda. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda, not baking powder. All right, with that added, now we're gonna do our chocolate chips. We're gonna do 340 grams of chocolate chips, but it's up to you. If you want more, you want less in your muffins, just add more or less. All right, with that added, we're gonna mix these ingredients all together and just mix until they're combined. Make sure as you're mixing to scrape the bowl just to make sure that you get all the ingredients incorporated correctly. All right, now that's done, we're gonna move on to our wet ingredients. Now we're gonna do our wet ingredients. So we're gonna want another bowl separate from the one we just used. We're gonna put it on the scale and let's get to work. We're gonna start off with 175 grams of sour cream. Might seem like a weird thing to add for muffins, but it really just helps make the muffins moist, and you really just won't taste any of the acidity from the sour cream. So we're gonna do 175 grams. After that, we're gonna do 120 milliliters of vegetable oil. Try to use a neutral oil because you don't want to taste it. So I'm gonna use canola, but use what you have. Next, we're gonna do 120 milliliters of milk, preferably whole milk. I don't drink that on the regular, so I'm just gonna use some reduced fat that I have here. So I'm gonna do 120 milliliters. All right, next we're gonna do 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Our next ingredient we're gonna use is 2 eggs. So our next step, we're gonna mix all these ingredients together. Make sure you mix them until they're completely combined. All right, now that that's done, we're gonna move on to our next step. Before we start our next step, I went ahead and preheated my oven to 425 degrees, and then I lined a muffin tray with muffin liners. Should make about 12 muffins if we're doing normal size, but I'm gonna do the jumbo ones, so I'm only gonna do 6. And you're welcome to preheat your oven earlier. Mine gets up to the temperature pretty quickly. You just wanna make sure it's ready once you get these lined up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our wet ingredients and we're gonna add them to our dry ingredients. So we're gonna wet to dry. Right, now we're gonna mix until this is all combined. Once again, let's make sure we scrape the bowl so that we get all the ingredients incorporated. All right, it's all mixed now. I don't see any more dry ingredients floating around. So we're good to go ahead and pour it into our muffin liners. Now, it's good to have our muffins lined ahead of time because now as it's incorporated, the baking soda is already getting to work. And so it's good to get it in here so that it rises the correct amount. Now, it won't change that much if it's a couple minutes here or there. Just, we're on a time more than the other thing. So let's go ahead and add to it. Also with muffins, we want to make sure we add it up to the very top. With cupcakes, yeah, you only add it up to about 2/3, but those rise a lot more than muffins. So for muffins, we want to raise it up to the very top. All right, now that they're all added to the muffin tin, we're gonna put it in the oven. Now, we're gonna do 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 minutes, and then after those 5 minutes, we're gonna lower the heat down to 350 degrees. The reason being is that those first 5 minutes are gonna give it that flash heat that's gonna help it kind of activate and start rising, and then the last 350 degrees, that's gonna help it cook through the middle. And the last 350 degrees, there's not an exact time on it. Just do it until you stick a toothpick in the middle and it comes out clean. So let's do it. Look at that. They rose beautifully. Just came out the oven. We're gonna let those cool down for about 10 minutes in the pan, and then we can start taking them out. Should come out pretty easy because of the muffin liners. Go ahead and comment underneath what you want to see me make next.